Greetings, it's Mr. Caslin. Wanted to show you real quickly an example of one of those problems that you were graphing a line that has non-integer intercepts, is the way I believe it was worded. So remember, y is equal to mx plus b. Here is your y-intercept here. So in this equation of this line, I've made your y-intercept 1/2. So here's an example of one. This is a non-integer because we have a fractional y-intercept. Okay, remember the formula we've been working with for weeks. Y is equal to mx plus b. You'll have to excuse me. I'm using a mouse to write with, which I'm not very good at. I'll have to get one of those fancy stylus pens. Anyway, for this problem, our slope is 2, and our y-intercept is 1/2. So these aren't hard, they're just a little bit tricky. So I'll show you an example. So if our y-intercept is 1/2, that means we're putting our y-intercept halfway between 0 and 1. Remember, the y-intercept goes along the y-axis, so halfway between is right here. Okay, so remember the second step is to count your slope. In this case, we have a slope of 2/1. So when you're starting at 1/2 and you're counting up, you're going to count 1, 2. So think about it. You start at 1/2 and you end up at 2.5. So you go up 1, 2, and then it's a positive run. So we're going to the right 1. So you see how we end up in between the grid lines. Okay, so we're going up 1, 2/1. If we run out of room, we go the other direction. Remember, we can change this, change all the signs. We can go -2/-1. So it means we start at our y-intercept. We're going down to the left 1, and again, we're ending up in between the grid lines. Okay, so you're still just graphing a line. You're still just graphing y-intercept and slope, but because you have a non-integer y-intercept, you end up in between the graph lines. Okay, so you can change these equations to whatever slope you like. You can use positive or negative y-intercepts. Don't make the fractions too complicated, but make them as simple as you can. Now we have a straight line. We can connect all these lines together. Let me find my line tool here somewhere. And we get this straight line right here. Okay, I hope this helps, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.